Hello everyone, welcome back to another story. This is my first time telling you a creepypasta, so remember to hit that like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more creepypastas on the way. And unfortunately, you may recognize who this character is. It's Leon. Leon S. Kennedy. He is he's a good character and he's the best survival, in my opinion. Unfortunately, what I'm gonna tell you is not how he made it, but how Leon's death came to him. I know you may be wondering how he died, but just listen. Just listen. It was years ago, but I hope I can remember still. I was just waiting for the 2019 Resident Evil 2 remake to come out that people were now starting to buy from stores for like Xbox One, PC, or PlayStation 4. And I remember I got one by luckiness, by like buying it from GameStop. I managed to take it home and play it. When I put the PS4 disc inside the PS4 I have, it loaded up normally, but something was weird a little bit. When I started touching my controller buttons, there would be a noise like I was really wondering what was that. I thought maybe I was just hearing things, or maybe that's how the game is. Like there's zombies making noises in the city. As I press start the game and I choose Leon scenario, it was going okay. The cutscenes, the scenario, how he ended up in RPD. But that's when things started going wrong. As he was trying to get out of the RPD, he managed to find a saving room. And I had to go to the inventory box. But when I went inside of it, it was just one thing inside of it. It says Leon's death note. I was really confused because I was like, wait a minute, how is it a death note if he's still alive right now? I wanted to pick it up, but I couldn't. I wanted to take it out of there, I couldn't. I tried anything I can, but nothing worked. Later, I wanted to save the game, but when I went to the typewriter, I couldn't save. It just says I need an ink ribbon. But the thing is, I put it on normal that they don't give you ink ribbons, only in hardcore. So I was wondering like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to like get another game soon. But when I was continuing playing, everything went normal. After I defeated G. William and I ended up in the garage parking lot, that's when I met a zombie dog. Leon tried to shoot at it, but it dodged. He tried to shoot at it again and again and again, yelling cuss words at the dog to go F off, if you know what I mean. But nothing worked. When the dog jumped on him, I thought this was his end, but suddenly another bullet went by. It was Ada. She said she was working with the FBI, and unfortunately, she was trying to find something that was important, and she had to report it to the FBI. Later after that, Leon was wondering if he can help her, and she says to get out, like don't help her, just leave her alone. But Leon was still curious what to do, so he wanted to follow her, but he couldn't. He lost her. After that, he wanted to find a way out of the police station and how to get out of the parking garage. And then probably he might have to like do it the hard way to get out. So then Leon started to like explore the police station. Well, I'm the one who moved him there. And unfortunately, Leon continued and continued and continued until I gave up. I don't know what to do next. I was having a hard time. So unfortunately, right when I'm about to quit the game, probably get out of it, play another game for my PS4, I suddenly heard a huge thud in the game. It sounded like it came from the hallway where I was, and then I managed to go there, and unfortunately, there was something on the floor. I looked on it, and it was an officer. Leon managed to look at the officer's face, and he recognized it. It was his friend that he met a long time ago. He and his friend were planning to become police officers together ever since they were little, but now Leon's seen his friend dead. He just doesn't want to think how it feels like to be dead. Leon had to close his eyes for him and leave the officer on the floor because there's nothing he can do about it. Later, Leon wanted to get out. He decided of running through the city, but the thing is, there's zombies all over the city. Even if he had a lot of bullets and stuff like that, he wouldn't make it out much. It's crowded with zombies. So he couldn't leave the police station. He had to go out to the parking lot. That's the only safest way, because there's barely no one in the parking lot. He managed to find a key card somewhere, and it was actually from Ben, the man who was in jail that Leon met. Yeah, unfortunately, he didn't make it. He unfortunately died. And unfortunately, Leon was kind of scared already. The more I keep playing the game, the more I keep noticing that he looks sad. He looks depressed. First, he saw his friend dead. Next, he can't get out of the city. And third, he's all lonely. I tried to continue playing until suddenly he stopped moving. I thought this was a cutscene where I could probably interact with, but no, he just started moving by himself. And I don't get it because I'm not literally moving. I'm literally just looking at him right now. And when he started walking towards the third floor of the police station, unfortunately, he got attacked by a zombie. He got bitten by it. So unfortunately, he was starting to infect himself. But unfortunately, he was starting to turn sad and depressed. Like almost what you see someone after they have a divorce or lost someone. So then Leon started dropping everything what he had. He dropped his shotgun, he dropped his knife, he took off his armor. And when you look down at the third floor, it shows a cutscene of him. One of his eyes is blind already due to the infection, and the other one's just left like a human. He says this, and he's actually staring at the TV screen like he's looking at me. He says, "I'm sorry, but I'm just a rookie cop. What can I do?" Later, he took out his handgun, his Matilda, and he pointed his head. I yelled "No, Leon!" And then he just did it. he took the bullet to his head. He unfortunately fall off due to the his lifeless body. It fell off the third floor, and it fell all the way to the bottom of where the first floor is when you enter the police station. He hit the stairs. I heard like a snap, like I was like, oh, what was that? But it shows him spilling blood out of his head, and his eyes were staring at the ceiling. He was lifeless, dead. And then another zombie started coming towards him and started eating his stomach open. I felt sick. I felt like I was gonna throw up, so I just get out the PS4 game and I took out the disc and I just deleted the game off my PS4. What I want to do is just return it and get my money back. A few days passed after I managed to make it to GameStop. I managed to return the game, but when I looked at the cashier, he says, "What's wrong? Don't you like Leon's story?" I was kind of confused because I was wondering, like, does he know the tragic story of Leon? But after that, he just stopped talking and gave me the money. And he looked a little bit mad. Like, he looked like he's staring at me. Like, unhappy. So then I just looked at him and I just walked out of GameStop. Mostly, I just pick another game, but for this, I just walked out. When I tried to look on YouTube video, it showed no answers of Leon's death in Resident Evil 2. It shows everyone is passing and getting a good ending, that Leon is alive, that he made it out of the city. But for me, I'm wondering, why did my game show that he died? After that, days passed by and I was still confused to this day. So unfortunately, due to the depression, Leon has committed suicide. He was only 21 years old. I just wish I was there so I could help them. But it's just a game. So if you ever notice something's wrong with your game, please, I'm begging you, don't play it. Please.